Coming out of lockdown, there was a strong need for people who we work with, people over 50 here in Haringey, who we were finding at home very, very isolated, to reconnect with organisations and with services in the borough. So Read and Connect, with the power of literature at its heart, has the ability for people to connect both with each other, but very importantly, in a borough like Haringey, it brings people with diverse voices, diverse experiences.
I started coming to the reading group because after making inquiries about joining a community to meet like-minded people, it was suggested by someone that the group would be a perfect fit for me. I had reservations because I thought a reading group might be slow, taxing, or possibly boring even, but it was quite the opposite.
Overall, all of our group members are in the over 50s category, and often we find that the people who are drawn to the group are people who struggle socially, might struggle with anxiety, might have a bit of an issue with their self-confidence, but have been referred into the group sort of as a means of finding themselves, finding a sense of community, finding a sense of friendship over the course of the weeks.
I started to come because of the COVID isolation and therefore loneliness, and I try to keep up my active and very varied life. Try to work on a social life. I've been lucky with the reading group to have met a new friend here, and through similar interests, it's quite extraordinary and very lovely, and I feel grateful for this wonderful group.
We need to think differently about loneliness as a society, because it's not just about making contact, but making that contact meaningful. Shared reading brings people together and gives them time and space to share their feelings and thoughts.
We find that a lot of the people can enjoy this hour and a half as somewhere they find connection with others. They're able to express themselves in a very non-judgmental setting. And it's quite an exciting place as well, because we don't know where conversations based around the literature are going to go necessarily. So we laugh together, we have vulnerable moments together, and in that sense, it's quite an enriching experience for them.
What I most like about the shared reading is all the interaction and different views and opinions during our pauses for discussion. It's quite emotive.
There have been some really poignant moments in the group, and during my training with the reader, we were told that it was important not to shy away from literature that might have quite difficult subject matter. Be bold in your choices. And so this one week, I chose a story called Facile. It's by Graham Swift, and it sort of broached some quite difficult subject matter, a very life-changing and sad experience. And over the course of the session, we basically realised that a few group members had shared that very specific and very traumatic experience. Through the literature, they were able to connect and have quite an open conversation about that. Despite being in a room full of people, I guess they felt safe to do so. And so the literature kind of unlocked these conversations which could be quite difficult to have in an everyday setting. So that was quite amazing to see, that it can come up with very unexpected results where people can get very close very quickly and very naturally.
One doesn't have to be an avid reader or a bookworm, to join the group. It's not as daunting as I initially imagined it would be. It's generally quite a relaxed atmosphere, with everyone quite literally being on the same page.
In terms of the journeys people have gone on in the shared reading group, the impact is felt within the group, but also beyond the group. So sometimes once the group is over, I see a number of participants now sitting in the foyer of the theatre having coffee together, and that's not necessarily something that they will have thought would have been an outcome of the group, but they've naturally actually become more sociable and confident people. So it kind of shows that the positive repercussion that shared reading can have in a very real life context, which is really heartwarming to see.
I've seen friendships formed in these groups that build community, improve well-being, and have a long-lasting impact. It's a fantastic partnership.